My name's Colin, and this year I'm hoping to run a 100-mile ultramarathon.
My name's Andrew, Colin's brother. It's actually 108 miles, and I'm going to join him on that 108 miles ultramarathon. This is Idiots Go Running, and this is Season 2, Episode 12, The Fellowship of the Run. Well, Colin, how are you doing today?
Do you know what, Andrew? I'm actually feeling a wee bit fatigued with life and kids and everything and coming up to this ultramarathon, but I'm also excited.
And sure, why not just include a 108-mile ultramarathon into the mix at this time too? Why not?
Why not, Andrew? It's just kids. You can probably hear that there's been a bit of housework going on. Yeah, just the whole, life, Andrew. Life has caught up with me and my training plan. And Andrew, I ran a marathon.
Oh, that's right, because it's been quite a while since we did a podcast, because we've had 2 guest interviews, which were fantastic, by the way. There's been quite a lot's happened since the last time we've had an Andrew and Colin, or Colin and Andrew episode of Idiots Go Running. So you did the Belfast Marathon, and how did you get on in that marathon?
Before the marathon, I chatted to Nick's Tips, Nick Weston, and I asked him for a bit of nutritional advice, and he gave me it, Andrew. This year, Andrew, I PB'd my best ever time in the marathon, and I had reserves left in the tank. I could not believe it, Andrew. I held back and held back and held back, and I wish I didn't.
Well, are you going to tell us your time, Colin? This is a very impressive time, I have to say.
It's impressive for me. What I will say is I shaved about half an hour of my previous time, Andrew. Times in marathons to me are very specific to you and what you're trying to achieve. So, which probably leads us to our ultramarathon, Andrew.
Well, just wait. No, we're not stopping there. Tell us your time, because someone else got a very impressive time in this marathon too, Colin.
I don't tell people my time much, Andrew.
Right, it's 3.5 hours, right? I told it for you. It's 3.5 hours. And how did Nick get on, Colin? How did Nick get on? Because he was running the same marathon as you. Did he beat you, Colin?
Well, me and him were... I've got a funny story, Andrew. Do you want to hear a funny story?
I love funny stories, Colin. Work away.
So Nick, the ultimate professional. As you know, Andrew, I'm kind of there just on time for the start of the marathon, and I have to queue for the toilet. So the queue for the toilet is very close to the starting line, and you have this section of elite runners, okay? And then you have the first row of people who are very, 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 very fast. And I'm standing in the queue for the toilet. 2 guys in front of me have a toilet roll in their hand, and I look over my shoulder, Andrew. I'm queued for the toilet. And who do I see in the front row but none other than Nick Weston?
And you had a bit of a chit-chat with him, did you?
I did. He was in the queue to start the marathon, the front row, and I was in the back of the queue to go to the toilet, Andrew. So Nick, being the ultimate nice guy that Nick is, we chatted across the divides of someone who turns up to the marathon, has a bit of fun, and he's a bit late and going to the toilet. And then you have Nick, where he's an incredible time. I think next time, Andrew, was about 2.5 hours. About
2.5 hours. Nick finished 18th in the whole marathon. That's the last time you see Nick that day, Colin, is it? Chatting to him. Not a sniff of him you get. An absolutely fantastic time. Well done, Nick. So, we've got a professional on the show, with Nick giving us his tips.
Nick's tips. So his tip to me, Andrew, was he has a bottle of Lucozade, maybe 2 bottles of Lucozade in the beginning, and a gel every 40 minutes, Andrew. And I stuck to that. And I didn't feel fatigued. My recovery was super fast, and I felt great the whole way through it. Full of energy. Previous years, I finish it and I feel tired. Not with Nick's Tips. So if anybody goes on their Instagram, I am currently releasing Nick's Tips, and take them on board. The guy knows what he's talking about.
So well done to the both of you. Absolutely fantastic times. And if you're listening, you're wondering, Andrew, did you do it? No, I didn't. It was a rest day for me. So I did not enter in the Belfast Marathon. I have yet, if you're a long time listener, you'll know, I've yet to enter a marathon. I've yet to do a marathon. I've done a half marathon race. I've done a 39/40 ultra marathon race, but I have yet to do a marathon. And that streak, if you want to call it a streak, continues of not doing anything. But Colin, my training's going all right.
I was about to ask you, Andrew, that's enough about me. What about Andrew? What about Andrew's training? Have you been improving?
Colin, I think it's been going pretty well, even though I say so myself. I have now done quite a few 20 mile plus, when I say 20 mile plus, like 23, 24 miles runs since the last time we talked on the podcast. Fairly consistently, most weekends I've been going out for in or around 20 miles, and I've been doing our strategy. I think we're talking about the strategy in the podcast of 7 minutes running, 3 minutes walking, which we will implement on this 108-mile run. And it's going good, Colin. I'm starting to get all my kit together. I met Nick, Colin. We've had so much to talk about this podcast. I met Nick just on Monday there. The first time I met Nick from that moment that we high-fived each other on the beach or wherever it was on the Causeway Coast Ultra Marathon. I actually met him in person.
Tell me this, when you met Nick, did you shake his hand or did you high-five him?
Oh, before I met him, I envisaged us just coming and doing a big high five. But no, it was a handshake. And the most amazing thing, Colin, is we just start talking to each other if we've known each other all our lives. It wasn't like a first time meeting. It was like, just friends going for a cup of coffee and a walk if you really want to know. So it was great meeting Nick in person. He was getting my tips. Andrew, how do you do your rest days? Tell me, how do you work in rest days? Do your schedule? So I was giving him a few tips. No, he didn't ask that. He doesn't need that.
In Matt Nagg's words, Andrew, you rest like the best.
I rest like the best. So just to fit these big runs in, I've actually taken a few half days off work just so I'm not leaving my wife and kids at home on the weekends, because it's a big time commitment. When you're starting to do that kind of mileage, it's a big time commitment. And you even booked a half day off and keep with me in one run, isn't that right?
All day long, Andrew. If anyone says, do you want to go for a run, I will book off my son's wedding. If he's getting married that day, Andrew, I will be running if someone wants me to run with them.
Or the other Saturday night, you were up at my house and you had done your run and I still hadn't done it. And I said, while you were in the house, I said, Jenna, when Colin, Rachel and the kids go, do you mind if I go out for a run? And your ears just picked up and goes, can I come? Rachel, can I come? I'm going. Let's go. And it was like, just within seconds, you'd laced up and we were away. It was like, what the flip? So you did 2 runs that day.
Strike while iron's hot. I don't think if Rachel got a chance to even respond to me going, Rachel, do you mind if I go for a run? I think it was more, Rachel, do you mind if I go for a run? By the time I finished the sentence, Andrew, shoes were laced up and I was heading out the door. So it was a walk to the door while I asked the question, Andrew.
It wasn't a big one. I think it was about 10 miles that night and it was good fun. So I'm happy, Colin. Could have done more. Yes, I could have done. Could have done less. Yes, I could have done. I'm happy with...
Sorry,
right, here we go.
That's as stupid a statement that anyone's ever said, Andrew.
What do you mean?
The only way you couldn't have done less is that if you didn't do any training. See, if you do one thing for this, you could do more and you could do less. Could have done more? Yep. Could have done less? Yep. That's a stupid statement.
I stand by that statement 100%. Do you want to hear, shall I talk about my other statement that we had out during the run?
Go for it. Andrew's quotes. Here we go. We should have a section of Andrew's quotes. Go, Andrew. Give us your quote for the podcast.
I was out in one of my big runs and Colin, I was on the phone to you and you said something and I said, Colin, when life hands you lemons, don't make lemonade, make apple juice. And you started laughing. And I said, when you get lemons, everyone expects you to make lemonade. No, go one better. Make apple juice. Everyone loves apple juice. It's unexpected. If life hands you lemons, make apple juice, Colin. With this race, let's make some apple juice.
That was one of your bear hunt moments but when life hands you a lemon, make apple juice. Like, it's genius. That's pure genius. You do something that people don't expect. People expect lemonade, but people didn't expect apple juice. And that's what we're doing, Andrew. On the 1st and 2nd of June, we're going to make some apple juice. And
you know me, Colin, it wasn't planned. I just started talking quite a lot and then stuff comes out of my mouth, as you all well know. So the training's going well. I won't lie. I haven't done much since Saturday. I don't think I've done anything since Saturday. I might have a few gym days. I might do a wee bit of treadmill and YouTube work. And just to ease me in, because Colin, we are only a week and a half away now to the big event.
After today, Andrew, we're down to single figures of days.
That is scary. Just an hour ago, we were actually on a Zoom call with the organisers of this event and you could ask questions and find out a bit more information about it. So, Colin, I've got bad news. It's looking wet. It looks as if the first could be a bit wet.
But we're not tea bags, Andrew. We are not tea bags. You'll be fine. It's not hail. It's not crazy rain. It's just a wee bit damp. We'll be okay. And you were talking about the organisers, Andrew. So the previous episode, I just want to give a shout out to Gary and Gillian, the organisers of We Run Wild NI.
Brilliant episode, Colin. Brilliant episode. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And thoroughly enjoyed Colin's episode, not you, Colin, the other Colin, the episode before.
So yes, Colin, the episode before, Colin has ran the 6 majors. Incredible guy, super nice guy. Born and bred from here, Andrew. Currently living in Philadelphia. Super nice guy. Shout out to Colin. The Gillian and Gary, so they're organisers who do this, and this is why I want to get behind them and support them as well. They're organisers who do it for the love of running. They have a wealth of experience of running in the MDS and other major events. And Andrew, they're super nice people, but they do it for the love of running. They love running and they want to put on a great show, and they will do what they can to get all the runners from the start line to the finish line. I was very impressed with them. So,
well, if that's their goal, they've got their work cut out for them with us too, and with us too. I mean me, apple juice boy here.
Apple juice. Their aid stations. Gillian has promised a feast made for kings and idiots, Andrew.
Well, they're great guys. And Colin, speaking of great guys,
yes,
let's get feedback from Matt.
Ooh.
Across the pond, he's in the race. Step by step, he'll set the pace. Running on American roads, listening to his favorite show. Is he jelly? Love the jelly. Bitter dance, bring a latte fresh. Breaking down the last hot sesh. Bringing you on his trailer thoughts. It's the extra mile pack.
Anytime you can laugh out loud during a podcast listen, that is a sign of a great show. So I got to start by saying that. Now, Colin, I'm sorry to hear about what happened at Sheep's Head. Obviously, we were texting throughout all of that, and that was unfortunate. But what you did was show us how to respond to setbacks that are outside of our control, which was great. We all appreciate learning not only that from you, but also what you're learning from a fueling standpoint as well. But just when I think that this show is becoming less idiotic and that you might have to change the name of the podcast, I hear about a no-plan plan. I hear about a YouTube expert who is going to be great at everything because he's been watching YouTube. Sounds like my 10-year-old son who is going to be a professional footballer because he's been watching YouTube and playing video games. And then I hear tips like jump when there's a strong wind at your back. So, Andrew, I think we got to leave those tips to Nick. Which, by the way, speaking of Nick, I have to second his request for a Rocky montage. We've got to see that training montage for you guys in the build-up to your 108-mile ultra. And Nick also asked about fig rolls, or brought up fig rolls. I have to share that they're actually in my repertoire as well. However, in the States, they are actually called fig Newtons. What is a Newton? I had to look this up, actually, because they've just been called that my whole life. I never questioned it. I did not know why it was called that. So they were first made right outside of a town called Newton in the state of Massachusetts. And there was a tradition in the late 1800s to name your cookie or biscuit after the nearest town. So the name stuck, and we have what we call Fig Newtons here in the States. One other thing about Nick, by the way, we don't talk about nicknames often on this show. I am Idiot IV, that is Roman numeral 4. And then we've got Idiot 1 and Idiot B. I'm not sure who's who there. We need some clarification. I think Colin may be Idiot 1 and Andrew Idiot B. But Nick needs a nickname. So on behalf of all of your listeners, I am demanding that Nick be fully initiated into the Idiots team here with an official nickname. Now, often we do highlight some of the differences in UK English and American English, and one that jumped out at me in this episode, and I've heard it before, but it was just this time that it really kind of made its presence known, was your use of the word Muppet, which I gather can be used interchangeably with the word idiot. Now, we don't use the word Muppet in the US to insult one another, or really, we don't call anyone a Muppet other than the actual Muppets. Kermit the Frog, Gonzo, Fozzie Bear, Miss Piggy, all of those. And I think it's really fitting for this podcast to hear you refer to one another as Muppets, because within the context that I think of that, I think of Muppets as lovable characters, which you guys most certainly are. And I want to thank you for helping me raise awareness for MS Run the US. Thank you for teaching us what to do and what not to do, for being the lovable characters that you guys are, and of course, for making running even more great than it always has been.
Colin, that is some fantastic feedback, as always, from Matt.
Andrew, that was extensive.
There's a few things he talked about, setbacks and a no plan, but the bit that afterwards that really stood out to me is his 10-year-old who's on YouTube. And you know what, Matt? You can tell him from me, he's going places in life. He's going places in life. YouTube, lifelong learning on YouTube.
Andrew, I think we should request an autograph from Matt's son, because he clearly he's going to be an NFL star. One of the best.
He'll get far, Colin. He'll get far. And a Rocky montage. You know what, Colin? This has been playing through my mind. A Rocky montage behind the scenes of my training and your training. You know what? I would love to do it, but I don't think there's going to be time now, because there's not much, not that there ever was really much training happening, but there's certainly even less chance of getting training.
Yours would be simple, Andrew. All you do is you drag down in your iPhone and hit record screen. And that would be yours. You flicking through YouTube, and I could be out in the rain getting wet. What do you think about that, Andrew? Is a Rocky montage?
Well, first of all, I'm not flicking through YouTube. I know what I'm going to watch, Colin, and I watch it and I enjoy it. So I do, and I enjoy it at double speed. And maybe that's something else for another day. But I would need to go into the gym and say, hey, you wouldn't mind like filming me like on the treadmill while I'm watching YouTube? You know, they might. I don't know.
So
I don't know, Colin.
Hold on. You've just touched on something, Andrew. Is that technically? So do you know when running you have easy runs and tempo runs? So you're saying you have tempo YouTube and easy YouTube? Is that what you're saying?
I do, Colin. I do. I'm a professional that way. So I watch most of my YouTube videos in double speed, and then I can get through more of them. Does it increase my running speed? Probably not, but it gets me more YouTube videos in the bank. And then next he said about fig Newtons, not fig rolls, fig Newtons.
Yeah.
I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of such a thing in all my life.
No, I was expecting it to be something to do with Isaac Newton, to be with gravity, to be with something like that. But no, they were made outside a town called Newton, and they're now fig Newtons. So I would like to sample a fig Newton, Andrew. And our dad loves this fig roll.
Everyone loves a good fig roll or fig Newton, and that was a great catch, and even get the history of that. And then a nickname for Nick. Well, we've now got, or we've always had, an Idiots Go Running WhatsApp group of you, me, Matt, and Nick. And I think on the group there was different nicknames. And by the way, I'm Idiot A for Andrew, and Colin's Idiot 2 for 2. And and then for Nick, Matt, actually, it was Matt that said, what about Nick's nickname could be nickname, which just makes me laugh
So
an awful lot, more than it should.
Idiot
A, perfect.
Idiot 2, Idiot IV, because, you know, we've ran out of other variations of idiot, and we've gone to Roman numerals, and then idiot nickname. It's genius.
And then he was talking about Muppets, how the translation of Muppets in the US, and I've never thought of that before, and we would call each other Muppets in a nice way. Oh, the referee just fell over, right? I should add it.
Andrew, the ultimate professional is watching football. So it's Europa League final night. Atlanta's winning, and the referee fell over, and it's me and Andrew's night.
He fell over, Colin. Everyone loves it. No matter what sport you play, no matter what sport you watch, when the referee falls off, he fell over. So yes, I am watching a bit of the Europa League football final when it's currently 2-0, surprisingly, to Atalanta. I'll keep you updated as we go on. So we're talking about Muppets there, ironically, and just how that you don't call it, or people don't really use that much in the US. Maybe it's more of a Northern Ireland thing.
We are American Muppets. Fun, friendly, lovable, maybe not furry.
So Matt, thank you so much, as always, for your feedback.
Should we just jump straight into Nick's tips? Because he has 5 tips.
No, Colin.
No,
you do this every week now.
Flip me.
You do
Sorry,
this every
Andrew.
week. There's the jelly jingle, Colin. Again, people come to this show for maybe running, maybe banter, maybe Nick's tips, maybe to hear Matt's feedback, but most importantly, they come for the jelly jingle. Andrew's Jelly Update. Andrew's Jelly Update. This is the part where he talks about jelly in Andrew's Jelly Update. So, Colin, I don't have too much, if I'm being honest, after that big intro to talk about jelly, but I do have a proud dad moment because my son turned 12 this week. And you know, for the past 2 months, what he has been wanting to do for his birthday, he has wanted to run from our house to his school all the way, which is 6 miles. And now he didn't want to go to school. He wanted the day off school. He didn't want to run to school and then go to school.
Sorry, can I stop you? This is the jelly update, and you're talking about your son.
Colin,
running.
There's a backstory.
I thought
there's a
you were gonna
backstory
say
to this.
All he wanted to do was eat jelly for his birthday. Oh no, he's just whatever. Continue with your story.
Well, I was continuing, and then you interrupt it, you muppet. So, on that journey, I said, son, you're 12 now. You're going out run with me. No, you deserve. Son, you deserve some jelly. Jelly, daddy. Jelly, son. Not just any jelly. You're getting some margarita jelly. Margarita like a cheese pizza, daddy? No, not quite, but you like the taste nonetheless. And I gave him some of Dean Carnazes. I'm calling it Dean Carnazes.
So he owns a jelly now.
So I gave him some of the margarita Dean Carnazes jelly. And guess what, Colin? He loved it. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. And on that note, so he's been eating that jelly. I've been ordering that jelly for the ultramarathon. And I'm going to, you know what, Colin? I'm going to order even more because we had quite a few bits of it, truth be told. So I need to stock up my supplies again. So
Could you order me some?
Oh, yeah, it's vegan friendly or something like that, isn't it? So I'll order you some too.
It's vegan friendly.
Is that not the right terminology?
I don't know.
Vegan free?
I don't know if vegan friendly
Just vegan.
is a thing. Is it a thing?
Colin, let's make it a thing.
Or is it not just suitable for vegans?
Well, vegan friendly sounds more fun. It's fun to say.
It's vegan friendly. It means it doesn't hate vegans. It actually likes vegans. It's very kind to vegans. Dean Carnazes margarita jelly. We always drop his name in again.
Come, we'll have to. We are milking this for everything we can get. Everything we can get.
Andrew, has there been one episode that we haven't mentioned Dean Carnazes? Previous episode, Gary and Gillian even heard about Dean Carnazes. This episode, you dropped his name in again.
Dean Carnazes, friend of the show.
It could be our long time listener.
So, Colin, moving swiftly on. You want to get the next tips. You're excited for next tips. Who's not? And Colin, we need them. Colin, we need the tips. We need the tips.
We have asked Nick now. We're up to 5 tips. This will be our final 5 tips, so they better be good tips. That would take us to 15 tips, Andrew, in total.
That's 15% better. 15% better. Or 15% more chance of us completing this ultra marathon. So, Colin, and we know what we're going to do today, Colin. We're going to play all 5 tips back to back. Take it away, Nick.
20 years of experience on a show to make some sense. It's Running Tips with Nick.
Hi Colin, hi Andrew. As ever, recording this after the last episode of Idiots Go Running. And I have to give a massive congratulations to you because that closing feature is absolutely epic. Who would have thought that you could AI generate a song bespoke to an Idiots Go Running podcast? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I now feel that all podcasts need that. And if I'm listening to a podcast and it doesn't end with a song, well, it's not worth listening to again, is it? Now, moving swiftly on, I know there's some discussion between you as to whether I'm going to be able to come up with 5 tips. Well, trust me, 5 tips you wanted and 5 tips it's going to be. So I am going to do my tips this time in homage to the Generation Game. So many of you of a certain age will remember that the Generation Game saw contestants have to remember random items in order to win prizes. So my running tips are going to be items that you want to take with you on your ultra, or you want in your drop bag or in your kit bag, and they're maybe not the things that you would automatically think about. So the first item along the Generation Game conveyor belt is a packet of chewing gum. A packet of chewing gum, you might ask, how on earth is that going to help you in your ultra? Well, it's more about the psychological benefit. When you've been eating sickly things for hours on end, gels and energy drink, and we've already discussed how boring the taste can get, well, sometimes you just like a little bit of freshness in your mouth. So keeping a packet of chewing gum in your top pocket of your day bag will give you that little boost when you pop a piece in your mouth and chew away. For our second item, we have a small roll of electrical tape. You know, that kind of plasticky tape that you might wrap around wires. Well, I keep a small roll of that in the bottom of my bag because you never know when that could save your race. The amount of times I've seen people have shoes fall apart, you know, the soles coming off, or your bag rips and you need to pin it down with something. Well, having that little roll of tape could be the difference between you finishing the race and having to pull out. And its other use, of course, if you're running with somebody who might be talking a whole load of rubbish and you really just can't listen to it anymore, you can always use the electrical tape to tape their mouth shut. Item number 3 is something that you might want to consider using from the start, but I prefer to actually put them in my drop bag for the halfway point. And these are toe socks, or socks for your toes. And I specifically like the brand Injinji. Have a look at them on Google. They literally look like a pair of gloves for your feet. So when you get to that halfway point, you pick up your drop bag, you really need to take care of your feet, give them a clean and a dry, and then pop on a pair of the Injinji toe socks, and you will really get some relief for your toes because they won't be rubbing together, they'll be nice and cushioned from each other, and if you've got any blisters, this will really help soothe them. And this could really make a difference because if you're going into the second half of the race with the same pair of socks that you were using in the first half, then you could be, again, all sorts of trouble, potentially a race-ending situation where blisters on your toes just cause too much pain. Item number 4 is a variety of sandwich bags. The sandwich bags are those little plastic bags that have a resealable top that you might want to use to keep your lunch fresh. But I'm not suggesting you carry these to keep your fig rolls separate from your fruitcake. What I've found over the years is that the ultra bags or packs or race vests that you use for these really long events often have just one main compartment. And anything you pack into that compartment tends to become very jumbled up when you're running. So in order to find things quickly, when I've stopped and I'm at an aid station, for example, and I need to find a pair of gloves or I need to find that particular, batch of energy gels, I will actually divide all of my kit up into separate piles and then put that into a separate sandwich bag and pack those bags into the main compartment. The added bonus is, especially if you're packing an extra base layer or spare t-shirt, is that those bags are waterproof. So when you pull your spare top out of your bag, it's not already wet and soaked in sweat or you've been rained on, for example. So the bags help you find things quickly and keep your spare kit dry. Item number 5 to make its way along the Idiots Go Running Generation Game Ultramarathon conveyor belt is, of course, the cuddly toy. Now, I'm not suggesting that you bring along the stiff bear that's been in your family for 4 generations, because that would just be idiotic. But a lot of people will carry with them a little cuddly toy that's a good luck charm. Maybe something their children have given them or their partner, something they can look at when they're feeling a bit low and it'll make them smile. And that will just give you a little mental boost to help you complete your ultra marathon. So there we have it. 5 items that you might not have immediately thought of when it comes to ultra marathon kit. But those items were chewing gum, electrical tape, foot gloves. What was the fourth one? The fifth one was a cuddly toy. The fourth one was nope, it's gone.
Colin, how good was Nick's tips?
Andrew, Nick's tips was amazing. He's like, I'll start off by just thanking Nick for the effort, the time, and everything he's put into Nick's tips to get us to where we are now, to get us 15% better than where we were before, Andrew.
And Colin, this isn't going to be the last of Nick's tips. Well, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's not going to be the last of Nick because we need more Nick on the show. And did you see what happened at the start there, Colin? There was a bit of feedback from Nick. He was talking about our AI music, which is coming back in this episode. Feedback with Nick. What do you make of that, Matt? Maybe we should have Matt's tips then. Joking aside, the generation game. Matt, do you have the generation game in America? Very popular over here in the UK, or of course, growing up, it was very, very popular. And Colin, number one, can you remember what number one was?
Number one was the chewing gum, Andrew.
Great shout. Will you be bringing chewing gum?
Andrew, that's genius because I love a wee bit of chewing gum, the way it freshes up your mouth. It's just class. I love a bit of chewing gum. What about you?
Oh, yeah, all day long now. Like I was, and I think I still might. I was going to pack my toothbrush in my drop bag, in my second drop bag, just to give myself just to clean my teeth. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I did think surely I might need to clean my teeth at some point, because you have to clean your teeth twice a day and we'll be running over 24 hours. So I need to clean my teeth. So maybe that'll solve that problem in part. And then electrical tape. Oh, what was number two, Colin?
Well, Andrew, without reading into what you were sort of maybe hinting at there, was it electrical tape?
It was electrical tape. And again, I need to get some electrical tape.
So it's not just for your shoes and if things fall apart. I was out running with Nick and he did give me this tip in the early days of me and Nick meeting up for a run, Andrew, when I said about our trekking poles. So sometimes the trekking poles wobble about or whatever, and see a wee bit of electrical tape around them, Andrew, will hold them nice and neat together for you.
And then they also said about taping mouth shut, and I presume that was aimed at you. It could possibly be aimed at me.
Here, Andrew, we started this show talking about marathons, and I remember one marathon, one of my first marathons I was running, and you joined in beside me, and you would not shut up, and it was driving me insane. But I was just feeling sick, feeling tired, and I needed some electrical tape for that moment in my life, Andrew.
Well, by a few rules, because this is a long race call. And then number 4, do you remember what the number 4 tip was?
Or did you miss number 3?
Number 3, Colin, do you remember what the number 3 tip was?
You are a disaster.
Do you know what? In fairness, it's still 2-0, and my mind was slightly maybe taken off of what was just happening in the football column. Okay, that's just call it for what it was.
Gum, 2 was electrical tape. Number 3, was that the sandwich bags?
That was the socks.
Socks. I would be crap at the generation game. The socks. So are you buying the socks?
Don't know if I'm buying those socks, but I do have 5 running socks, if that makes sense. 5 pairs of running special. I don't know if they're special, but they're called running socks. 2 different makes. And as it looks as if it is going to be damp, I think I will bring all 5. 2 in my drop bags, and then maybe... Well, I'll be wearing a pair and then maybe another pair on me, maybe just in case it gets very wet.
Yeah, that could be messy, changing them on the trail if it's raining. But sure, look, we'll cross that bridge when it comes to it. Plus, we did say we're down to single-digit days, so getting them socks delivered on Amazon, it might start to be touch and go now, Andrew. And I'm comfortable with my socks. I've worn them the whole training. So I think for this tip, if I had it earlier, Andrew, I may have a pair of them socks to test them. Oh, I'm just sticking with what I know, Andrew. And yes, Tip number 4 was bags.
Sandwich bags. Now, I know all about sandwich bags from my last ultramarathon where I put deep heat in them. Do you remember that, Colin?
Oh, do I remember it? And I actually said to you, Andrew, I came across a roll-on deep heat that would have solved your sandwich bag deep heat problem.
I don't think I'm going to do that this time. I don't think I'm going to put deep heat in bags and use the bags as gloves to put over my sore knee.
Oh, you made my eyes water, Andrew. All your food smelt and tasted a deep heat. That was a mess.
It wasn't great, Colin. It wasn't great. It wasn't great. Yeah, I won't lie. Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Who would have knew at that very moment that would have ended up being the case?
This is the perfect tip for you alluding to we may be running through a bit of rain. This is the perfect way to fix that. So now we will put our stuff in sandwich bags. I will certainly put mine in sandwich bags. I will keep my sandwich bags and reuse them for future runs because of the sustainability issue with that one, Andrew.
And then finally, a cuddly toy.
A cuddly toy? What are you bringing with you, Andrew?
Well, I'm hoping to get a Happy Meal in the way, Colin, so I'm hoping my cuddly toy will come my Happy Meal, if I'm being perfectly honest, Colin.
So, do you not remember, Andrew, when you were younger, you had Teddy and Blanket, and I think Blanket is now just Threads. Will you not be bringing Teddy and Blanket with you?
I won't, but this is getting personal now, Colin. This is getting personal. I did have a Teddy and Blanket growing up, and I loved that Teddy and Blanket, and I will not be bringing Teddy and Blanket in this race. But they will be there in spirit and in mind.
I actually have a wee loom band. Do you know what a loom band is, Andrew?
Oh, something that I think I should know, but no, Colin, I don't. No, is that like a band that goes around your wrist?
Yeah, but they're created of all different colours, and I think I've shown it before, maybe on Instagram, where my son made me an Idiots Go Running loom band, and you fold up, you bend them all together, and you create this nice wee loom band. And I have that. So I have a wee loom band on my wrist made by one of my sons for this run. You're feeling rough, you're feeling bad, check out your loom band.
Well, I've got photos of teddy bears and my kids on my phone, so does that count?
Yeah, well.
And when I say I have photos of teddy bears, I don't believe it will, but I will get photos of teddy bears by the time the race comes.
Well, Andrew, now the electrical tape would come in handy.
And Nick, we just want to say thank you so much for all these tips. And I need to listen to them all again in this last week and a half just to tick them all off, because there's some gold, and it is, all being well, getting us closer to this race. Colin, are you excited for the race? Are you nervous? Are you nervous and excited?
Andrew, I'm super excited, but also just to extend Nick's tips, everyone who came on the show up to this point has been talking to us about tips and about running and what they do. Thank you to everybody that's come on the show. There was Joe, there was Nick was on the show. Nick was early on the show. There was Gary, there was Gillian, there was Colin, there was Matt, there was Dean Carnazes. Surprise. But anyone.
We did have Dean Carnazes. That was a good one.
Anyone who have missed, thank you all for coming on the show before we do this event, because it's been great talking to you and great picking your brains. I'm sorry if I've missed anyone, Andrew, but absolutely incredible. Am I excited? Andrew, you can tell by the sound of my voice that everything is sped up and you're not listening to this on double speed. This is me talking. I am super excited. I can't wait. This is going to be an adventure, Andrew, and I am looking forward to completing it start to finish with yourself. How are you feeling, Andrew?
I am feeling very excited and a little bit nervous. And you know what? That's the way I'm looking at it too. Obviously, time is going completely out the window. It's all about finishing it. It's all about having an experience and a real adventure, and that's just it, Colin. It's just trying to enjoy it, do it to the best we can. We'll learn a lot as we go.
Do you know what, Andrew? No matter what time we finish, because I'm so confident we're going to finish no matter what time we finish, it will be our PB.
It'll be our best time. It will be our best
and
time.
That's what you set out to in these things, Andrew. This is our first time doing it. We don't know what we're running into, walking into, crawling into. But Andrew, it's gaining that experience. It's getting to the starting line and getting to the finish line. The time is absolutely irrelevant. It's actually just seeing what's going to happen, learn from it. And yeah, it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun.
And the next episode will be coming out probably in 2 weeks' time, because next week, when you're listening to this, we will be on the event, and then it'll probably take us like a week to recover or something. We'll try to maybe record a podcast that week and get it edited and then out. You can follow us on our socials, so you'll probably see if we have done it or not, and maybe we'll try to do a wee bit along the way, or photos or videos.
Can you edit that, Andrew?
What's that called?
You said, see if we have done it or not. You're leaving yourself open to negativity there, Andrew. You can see how we did it.
You see, running on a treadmill watching YouTube has taught me nothing. The amount of people that says you have to respect 100 miles, and they don't even talk about 108 miles. I've never found a 108 mile YouTube race, by the way, yet. But they say you have to respect it because, Colin, you could. Well, I was going to say break your leg, but you could break your leg like at the start line, or like a meter after the start line, or twist your ankle or something. Unforeseen things can happen. So, but no, I'm not being negative. I'm just saying, I don't know what I'm saying now, Colin, but you know what I'm saying that I'm not saying, but you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean, Andrew. What you're saying is that you could break your leg at the starting line. I don't know. Are you going to get hit by a car? Is it the organisers have set it up on a dual carriageway? The starting line's on a dual carriageway. Who knows? I
don't know, but unforeseen things can happen. But there's going to be more videos go running. The season doesn't end with that podcast, with the recap of the race. It doesn't end there. There's going to be more episodes. There's going to be more interviews. There's going to be more rest days. There's going to be a heck of a lot of rest days. Things might change a wee bit. You might think, is there another challenge for this year? Is there other plans? And no, not really. We've got nothing, Colin. It's all led up to this moment, and then we'll figure out the rest after that. And things might change slightly, but we'll keep you updated as we go. And Colin, last time you did an ultra, or last time you did a big event, the Mizzen de Malm. Oh, we've got Mizzen de Malm part 3 to look forward to, Colin, which is super. Will you be sending out a link on social media that people can follow us on the run?
Aye, why not, Andrew?
We've never discussed this. We're just bringing it up now.
I think so. There'll be very, very rough stories that'll go up, and potentially a video afterwards that'll be all nicely edited. But you will get the raw, unedited footage of Andrew and Colin grinding their way through a 108-mile marathon and meeting people along the way, all being well, Andrew.
Yes, and I'm really looking forward to that too. Just to fill you in, it's 3-0 to Atlanta, and a guy called Goodman, not Goodman, has just scored a hat-trick, blinder of a goal, Colin. Do you know the Champions League final is on the 1st of June during our event?
That might. I can stick on Sky Go on the phone, Andrew, and we can watch it while we're on.
Now, don't joke about these things, because could you actually? Because that would be great. That would be a real treat to be able to watch the Champions League. That'll kill 2 hours. That would be great. Real Madrid against Borussia Dortmund. Us watching that while we run. And Colin, what would have happened if? Now, I know this clearly wasn't never going to happen. What if Man United got into the Champions League final? What would you have done?
Andrew, as I said, my son's wedding is more important than Man United, and I would skip that for a run.
So you'd miss Man United in the Champions League final to go out and run
all day long.
I think I'd have to stop running and just watch, just sit down somewhere, find a wee place, I don't know where it would be, and watch the final. Man United in the Champions League final.
That doesn't surprise me.
Clearly, we don't need to worry about that, Colin. So I think we've come to the end of the podcast. Is there anything else you want to say?
If anyone out there wants to send us a message, wish us luck, Instagram's probably the best place to do it. Direct message us on Instagram, and you can follow our journey. I'll put up our code in our bio on Instagram, and you can actually follow the dot running through Northern Ireland, Andrew.
Colin, it's going to be exciting. It's the whole year has led up, in many ways, running wise, the whole year has led up to this event. It's hard to believe that we're here now. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous, and I'm looking forward to it.
Go and get that jelly ordered, Andrew. Margarita jelly, and an extra one for me.
You better believe it. Just one. 108 miles, Colin. You might need more than one. So until the next episode, which is bound to be eventful no matter what, my name's Andrew.
And my name's Colin, who has not ran 100 miles yet.
And we'll see you next time on Idiots
Go Running.
Colin and Nick ran a marathon bold. They finished in time, so fantastic and grand. Oh, Matt brought the sweetness, Fig Newton delight. Andrew watched football and saw